Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jazzy, the video store Sasquatch here, and we're doing a Throwback Thursday review again. Last week we hit some '80s horror movies. This week I'm hitting some '90s horror movies I missed throughout the years. The first one we're going to cover here is Wishmaster, directed by Robert Kurtzman. A demonic djinn attempts to grant its owner three wishes, which allow him to summon his brethren to Earth. This movie was pretty decent. I don't know really how I missed it. Probably. I mean, I was young, so that's probably. And I don't know how I just didn't get it over the years. I just probably just saw it, especially like the third and fourth one. Probably just missed it, but it's really not actually good. Actually, executive produced by Wes Craven here. This movie had been in between Scream 1 and 2. Probably already by then would have been done. If not, Scream definitely would have been done. Scream 1 would have definitely been done. I'm pretty sure Scream 2 would have definitely been done too by '97 because they kind of hit it both, right away. It was only like a year gap. So I don't know how much involvement Wes Craven exactly had with this, but definitely, definitely a good movie. Definitely a contrast between the two because Scream is more a slasher killer, serial killer with a boyfriend and stuff like this, and this is more demonic and kind of like a demonic evil genie type of deal. Even when you think about it, the genies are inherently evil. This one's definitely evil. The more you kind of wish, or the more he gets people to wish for him, the more it grows his powers, it grows him. He even starts to fill out. At one point in time, he takes over a human body, and just by taking the face off and kind of stretching it out and kind of stuff like this. So it's definitely a different type of movie. It was good. It was original out there. You got a lot of interesting people popping up. You had Robert Englund popping up, Kane Hodder popping up, a lot of Easter eggs for like Wes Craven movies and stuff like this. So even when you didn't even think about it, and when you think about it, it kind of makes sense that both Freddy and Jason would show up because I mean this is about the time when they started talking about originally doing Freddy versus Jason. So it is interesting to see that those two are in this movie. There are a couple other famous people throughout it. The puppet use is awesome. The practical makeup is awesome. Everything about it screams late '90s. The coloring, the everything, the use of textures and stuff like this that just you weren't seeing before, and other stuff like that. So this is definitely a good one. I'm definitely gonna go and check out the whole line of Wishmasters now. I noticed there's like 2, 3, and 4, so I'll definitely say that. I'm surprised this isn't one of those movies that isn't even getting a look at for a remake and stuff like this. All these movies on here really that I talk about today, I'm kind of surprised we're not talking about remakes or we're not having more sequels to and stuff like this. So it's interesting. Wishmaster definitely worth checking it out. It was on Prime, I believe. So if you're looking for some kind of '90s is to watch, this is definitely it. The second one we're going to talk about here is 1995. It's called Uncle Sam, directed by William Lustig. Larry Cohen, who has directed one of the '80s movies we did, is actually the writer on this too. A Desert Storm vet who was killed in combat rises from the grave on July 4th to kill unpatriotic citizens of his hometown. I remember this case specifically because of the way it kind of switched his face and stuff like this at Blockbuster, but I don't ever remember watching it. I might have. I don't know. As I watched it, I realized I never had watched it. This is about the last of the '80s and the struggling '90s slashers because after this movie, Scream will come out and revitalize this whole genre. I mean, this movie's just straight from the campiness of the '90s slashers. Think about the late Friday the 13th, the early, later, middle-ish. Let's see. I'm trying to think when Dream Child would have been '87. So yeah, probably the later Friday the 13th and stuff like this. This is when this movie had been made. This is right before Scream. I mean, this is '95. Scream when it came out in '96. There it is. Explosions. And a zombie-like monster killing teens, like with the sand mask. So we got a little bit of that. It was like a holiday movie. Everything you'd want really to end this genre because it's just kind of perfectly over the top, kind of campiness, kind of very straightforward with what it is and how it is portraying what this genre is. And I mean, I liked it. I think that even today we could remake this, like we just remake it right away. I'm surprised that there's just not a run of Uncle Sam's. But the thing about the unpatrioticness, stuff like this, it'd just be a fun slasher, campy movie today that would be worth watching. So it's another one of those where it's just like, how did this movie get lost in time, and how did it kind of do that? This one's a little bit easier to believe because it is the B movie of them. Wishmaster and the next one we're going to talk about here, Urban Legend, directed by Jamie Blanks. Both were the big cinema movies, so these two are more like going to get credit, especially with them remaking everything, and they don't really do anything original with horror movies. These two, I could believe, would be remade right away. A killer on a college campus is using urban legends to murder his victims. I mean, the long list of stars in this 1990 horror movie is crazy. Jared Leto, Alicia Witt, Daniel Harris, Doc Jackson, and Robert Englund again. Just to start, Terry Reid. I mean, a whole who of really late '90s, early 2000s. You blink and you miss it. This is a shocking that I never watched this. I kind of know why I didn't, because I think I was like 11 when it came out, or I was just a young kid when it came out. And the opening scene, I think I watched, I didn't like it. Kind of scared me, so I don't know. I probably didn't just watch it just because of that, and it always reminded me of that. So I finally got it today, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, kind of a baby scene, because the movie isn't like really super scary. It's not a really high stakes movie. Very flash, very pop culture horror at the time, very meta, very who's who. Like I said, is in it, so the studio definitely backed this one at the time. I definitely, even the ending when we get that Rebecca Gayheart is the killer, it's not even. It's a big dud kind of big payoff that just kind of sucked. And no real reason to do it. They just kind of did it to make her famous, like you know what I mean. So this whole movie just kind of flopped. I can see why, but there's like three or four of them that I remember. So I don't know if maybe they kind of changed the direction of this. But think about like they would have been going against Scream, Final Destinations. I know what you did last summer to kind of see where this movie just got lost in the shuffle with everything. Um, but other than that, these '90s movies are good to watch. They're interesting to watch. Is this especially the last one, '99, because it's like the end of it. You know what I mean? It's the end of the whole decade there, kind of summed up into one movie. But yeah, I mean, you're always going to get different. If you look at the '70s ways that they made horror movies, and like the '80s ways they made horror movies, '90s, early 2000s, you kind of see these generational gaps, and it's kind of interesting to see this generational gap, even with all the different type of movies we watched here. So it was interesting. So got one more week left of horror movies here. Next week we're gonna do something involving Halloween's for Throwback Thursday because it will be Halloween. So that is what our plan is. Thank you guys very much for watching here. Please like and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.